You're not alone. I know it might feel like it sometimes. You scroll through Instagram and see like other tattoo artists looking busy, constantly posting new pieces, talking about being fully booked. And you start wondering, why am I not there yet? Am I doing something wrong? And the truth is, you're not. You're just doing what this industry's taught you to do. And that's the problem. Because here's the thing that nobody talks about. Most tattooists are quietly struggling. They just don't show it. A lot of them just don't admit it. But behind the highlights and the filters, a huge percentage of artists are stressed, underbooked, and wondering how long they can keep this going. They love tattooing, but they hate the business side. They love creating art, but they can't seem to turn that into like a consistent income. And the more they try to keep up with everyone else, the worse that it begins to feel, because they're stuck in the same loop. Post more, hope for engagement, wait for messages, and then repeat that cycle that don't work. And when nothing changes, they assume that they're the problem, but they're not. It's the system that's broken. The tattoo industry has done a brilliant job of making it look like success is all about skill. So we're told if your tattoos are good enough, clients will automatically come. If you work hard enough, people will notice. If you just keep posting, it'll happen eventually. But if that were true, every single talented artist would be booked out constantly, and they're not. Over 80% of tattooists are struggling financially, not because they lack talent, but because they lack the structure. This industry teaches you how to tattoo, but it doesn't teach you how to run a successful tattoo business. No one teaches you how to attract clients, how to position your brand, how to market yourself properly, and how to build something that's actually sustainable. And that's why so many artists just end up burnt out. They spend years trying to figure it out all on their own, thinking it's just about improving their work. But no amount of perfect line work can fix a broken business model. Let's be honest, this career, it can almost be lonely. You might be surrounded by people every day, but deep down, you can feel isolated, and you can't talk to your clients about how stressed you are. You can't tell other artists because it feels like everyone's competing. And your family, well, they just don't get it. They just see the tattoos and assume that you're doing fine. But what they don't see is the quiet moments. Just 2 seconds. The cancellations that mess up your entire week, the DMs that go unanswered, the anxiety when the rent's due and you don't know what next month's even going to look like. That constant cycle of highs and then lows, one good week followed by silence, and it becomes exhausting. It eats away at your confidence, and you start questioning if it's something that's going to be sustainable, if this is even worth it anymore. And again, you're not alone in that. That's the truth most people are too afraid to say out loud. See, most tattoo artists are following a blueprint that doesn't work. They copy what they see other artists doing, but most of these artists are struggling. It's like a chain of bad advice being passed around the industry. Let me explain what I mean. Every day, artists are told to just keep practicing or just post your work, but no one's teaching the actual strategy behind what makes a post convert. No one talks about messaging, targeting, storytelling, or the psychology of why clients book. They just repeat consistency is key, but being consistently wrong doesn't help anyone. So if you're posting with no plan, no strategy, and no structure, it doesn't matter how consistent you are, you'll just keep blending in with everyone else. That's why 80% of artists are struggling. They're all fishing in the same pond, using the same bait, following the same noise. But here's the beautiful part. Because most people are doing it wrong, it's actually really easy to stand out just by playing a smarter game. So when I first started tattooing, I thought success was about becoming the best artist in the room. So I obsessed over technique, hours on fake skin, hours drawing, hours and hours practicing. And that's good. You need to master your craft. But what I didn't realize was that being a great artist doesn't automatically make you a successful one. There's incredible artists out there with barely any clients. And there's average tattooists making 6 figures because they understand business and marketing. That was the turning point for me. And the day I realized skills get you respect, but strategy gets you results, we're a game changer. You could be the most talented artist in your city, but if nobody knows you exist, or if they don't understand your value, it doesn't matter. You could be charging £200 a day when your skill is worth £800 a day, or $500 a day compared to $1,500 a day, simply because you've never learned how to position yourself properly. And that is what most artists miss. They think marketing is all about being loud or running ads or selling out. It's not. Marketing is storytelling. It's showing people who you are, what makes your work different, and why they should trust you. And when you get it right, everything changes. You stop chasing clients, you stop undercharging, you stop doubting yourself, because your brand does the heavy lifting for you. And here's what separates the few who win from the many who struggle. They stop thinking like artists and start acting and thinking like a business owner. They understand that every successful artist you look up to, even if they don't admit it, runs a business. They have systems. They know their numbers. They understand their market. And they treat their art like a product and their career like a brand. So let's talk about what that actually looks like in practice. They know their target audience. They don't want to please just everyone. They know exactly who they want in that chair. And they create content that speaks directly to those people. They have a brand message. They don't just post tattoos, they share stories, experiences, emotions. Because people don't just book a tattoo, they book connections. The price, strategically, really important. They know how to position their prices so that the client feels confident investing. They don't discount, they build desire. So they use marketing systems. They don't rely on luck. They use strategies that consistently attract new clients, whether that's through ads, funnels, or brand storytelling. The worst thing that you can do in a broken system is fit in. And that's exactly what most tattooists are doing. They follow trends. They mimic what they see. And in doing that, they erase their uniqueness. The irony is, clients don't want another tattooist. They want you, your story, your energy, your art. But when you post like just everyone else, speak like everyone else, and price like everyone else, there's no reason for them to actually choose you. That's why I tell every artist that I mentor, look, stop looking sideways, stop comparing, stop trying to be part of the crowd, because the crowd is losing. Let's talk about what this really costs. Not just financially, but mentally. The constant uncertainty, the feeling of not being good enough, the frustration of seeing your work get likes but no bookings, the fear that you'll never make it. That emotional toll is what burns artists out. It's why so many incredible tattooists quit before they ever reach the full potential. Not because they weren't talented, but because no one showed them how to actually win. And that's what breaks me heart about this industry. The amount of wasted talent. People who had everything it takes except the roadmap to get them there. So here's the good news. Once you learn the business and marketing side, everything becomes easier. You start to understand why things weren't working before. You stop guessing and start strategizing. You create a system that brings in clients even while you're focusing on the art, and you start attracting people who value your time, your craft, and your style. And suddenly, tattooing feels how it's meant to feel: creative, fulfilling, and freedom. So if over 80% of tattooists are struggling, and that's an actual fact, 80% of artists within this industry are struggling, you only need to do 3 things differently to outperform all of them. 1, get clear on who you are and who you serve. Stop trying to be everything to everyone. Decide who your ideal client is and craft every post, every design, every word around them. Number 2, learn how to market properly. Stop relying on hashtags and hope. Learn how to position your brand, build authority, and communicate your value. That's the foundation of every thriving artist's success. Number 3, build systems, a booking system, a content plan, a client follow-up process. When you've got systems in place, you don't wake up wondering where your next client's coming from. You already know. Do these 3 things and you'll be in the top 20% of the artists in your area, easily. I want to share something real, all right? I had a student called Jamie, right? An incredible artist. seriously talented, but she were struggling. And she told me, Ben, I'm getting loads of engagement, but no bookings. And we see this all the time. So I looked at her content, her pricing, her message, and guess what? It was all focused on impressing other tattooists, not actual clients. And once we rewrote a bio, crafted a client-focused brand message, and built a marketing funnel, she tripled her bookings in 60 days. Same artist, same talent, just a smarter system. That's how powerful this stuff really is. So, if you've been struggling, please hear me. You're not failing, you're just following a broken model. You don't need to give up, you don't need to lower your prices, you just need to start thinking more like a business owner, because once you do, everything changes. When you understand how to attract clients instead of chasing after them, when you control your brand instead of the algorithm controlling you, and when you build a business instead of waiting for luck, you win. And if you're ready to learn how to do that properly, from the ground up in the right order, that's exactly what I built my courses for. It shows artists how to master the craft, build the business, and live the life they actually wanted when they started tattooing. Because you deserve to love what you do and get paid properly for it. So no, you're not alone. You're part of the 80% who are finally ready to break free from the noise and do things differently. And when you do, you'll look back and realise it was never your art holding you back, it was the system. Let's change that. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you got some really good pointers from this and it kind of opened your eyes to truth, because a lot of people are walking about with their eyes shut. I'll see you in the next one.